I want to talk about immunizations. Immunizations, in other words, shots that we give people to keep them from getting sick. How many of you have had the flu shot? Good. Almost half of you have had the flu shot. How many of you have had the shingles shot? I'll be dropping down a little bit. So I see a lot of guys out here saying, what is the shingles shot? And what about the pneumonia shot? How many of you have had the pneumonia shot? Just want to make you aware that there are two pneumonia shots. We'll just refer to them as pneumonia 1, and then a year later, you have to get the second part of the pneumonia shot. Immunizations are very, very important to our survival and to our health. Most of the men that are under the sound of my voice are over 40 years of age. Now, it has been quite a challenge for me to encourage people in my practice to get the flu shot. Keep in mind that the flu is a very deadly disease, particularly as you get older. And if you have chronic medical issues, you definitely want to get the flu shot annually, okay? Because it keeps you from getting sick and it keeps you from entering the hospital. Because if you have a chronic medical condition and you enter the hospital, the likelihood of you getting very, very sick. So it's all just a matter of taking the shot, which is a little bit uncomfortable in the beginning. Now, it must not be bad if the insurance company is telling you all you got to do is just go to the pharmacy and they're going to give it to you, okay? Now, keep this in mind. When the insurance company tells you to do something, do you think they care about you or you think they care about their bottom line? So it must be good if the insurance company is telling you to go over there and get that flu shot. I can also make you aware that oftentimes the insurance companies will call me or send me a letter or a note to let me know that you have not gotten the flu shot like you were supposed to. And what about the shingles shot? Shingles is a disease that affects people when they get past 50 years of age. People who develop the shingles have had the chicken pox when they were young. It's caused by a virus called herpes virus. Well, when the chicken pox goes away when you are young, it does not exit the body. It does not leave the body. It goes dormant. And it stays dormant until you get about 50 or 60 years of age, then it comes back. And the reason that it comes back is because as you age, your immune system gets weaker. And as a result, it will reemerge. When it reemerges, it can be a deadly disease. It can be a mild disease, but it can be a deadly disease. And it's usually manifests itself by having a rash on your arms or your back, sometimes a rash on your face. In the face of a chronic medical illness, it can be devastating. So we can give a person a shot. The insurance company will encourage you to go get the flu shot, the shingles shot. And as of right now, it's a one-time shot that lasts you for a lifetime. So once you get it once, based on the medical data that we have today, then you don't have to worry about getting the shingles shot again. And then, of course, the pneumonia shot. The pneumonia shot is very, very important because as you get older, and with every tick of the clock, you get older. You're not the same as you were last year. You don't have the same strength, and health-wise, you're not the same. So, as a result of that, when your immune system drops down, we give you the pneumonia shot because pneumonia is one of the most common infectious diseases that kill people once they get sick. In fact, it used to be referred to as the old man's friend. So if you get sick, end up in the hospital, if you don't die from the reason that caused you to go to the hospital, there's a very good likelihood that you will develop pneumonia and die from that. Well, now we can give people the pneumonia shot. So if you are a diabetic and you have not had the pneumonia shot, you need to talk to your doctor and ask him about it. Now, I hate to admit that some doctors are not as aggressive about these immunizations. One of the things that you're going to have to learn is that when you find out information, stuff that you've heard on radio or television, you need to ask your doctor about that. You need to be proactive. It's your health. You need to ask him about that, engage him in conversation about that to make sure that you are getting everything that you need to get in order to stay healthy, okay? So immunizations are very, very important. I encourage you to get the flu shot every year, get the pneumonia shot, get the shingles shot. Your insurance company will pay for those. Now, any questions about immunizations and those shots? Any questions about that? Yes, sir. We have a question right over here. Yeah. We're gonna let you, since we are screaming and.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. My question is, can you go to the pharmacy? Because I know a lot of time you go to the pharmacy, they give you the flu shot. Can you do that with the shingles also?
No. You will have to have a prescription in order to get the flu shot and the pneumonia shot. But you don't have to have a prescription to go and get a flu shot. Okay? There's another question over here.
Yes, I've got a question on the flu shot. There's been a myth going around, and I've heard it time and time again. A lot of people who get the flu shot, they end up getting the flu, and that's personally one of the reasons why I kind of never did it.
Okay, that's an excellent question. He mentioned that there are a lot of myths and untruths going around about the flu shot, and that allows me to springboard into another discussion. But in answer to your question, a lot of African Americans historically have felt that immunizations are not important, and of course, we still seem to be impacted on the Tuskegee experiments that was done years ago in Tuskegee, Alabama, in which people were being given shots thinking that they were being treated for something when they were not. All of that information is somewhat true. But remember, we're in 2016 now, and we know that the flu shot is very, very important to us. Now, there are two kinds of flu shots. The first flu shot is what I call the single-strength flu shot. If you're not 64 and above, in my office, I can give you that shot. But if you're over 65, it's the double-strength flu shot that you must go to your pharmacy and get. But you don't have to have a prescription, and you usually don't have to pay anything for it because your insurance is already thinking ahead and it wants to prevent you from getting sick. So think about prevention when you get the shots, okay? You know, really, immunization, if someone ever asks you, what is out of all of the things in medicine that has saved people's lives, what would it be? By far and away, it would be immunizations. Being able to immunize. All of us remember the polio vaccine, okay? You probably got the polio vaccine. Most of you are over 60 years old in here, so you probably got the polio vaccine when you were growing up, all right? But now you notice that we wiped out polio. It's no longer an issue. You got the measles and the mumps vaccine before you went to school. That was a must. So they didn't ask you whether you wanted to have it. You got it. If you didn't get it, you couldn't go to school, okay? So I want you to start thinking positively about immunization. So if you haven't gotten the flu shot, I was just noticing yesterday that in South Carolina, we are seeing a bump in the flu. And so if you haven't gotten that shot, you need to get it. Now, there was another question that you asked me. If you get the flu shot, can you get the flu? Yes. You can get the flu shot and still get the flu. Well, the question is, well, why do I need to get the shot? Because if you get the shot and you get the flu won't be as devastating to you as it would have been if you had not gotten it. Okay? So that's why you should get the flu shot. So I encourage you, if you hadn't gotten one, you should get one, even though it's warm outside, but the flu season is still here.